Hello Rajesh. So a good question on how to decide the color of form shadow and the cast shadow. So before we talk about the colors, um, I want to talk about the local value. So what is the local value or what here? So when I see this portrait and I reduce the exposure, that means I'm reducing the light source, making it more, subtle. So the skin color that I see right now is the local color of the skin. This is actually how the person will look if there is no light hitting directly on his face. And when I bring the exposure to its original position, I could actually read the light color on top of the local color. So there is local colors still underneath, but then there is a lot of influence of the light on this local color, making it bright, right? The more exposure I have, the more, the light is, the local color is washed off with the light color, right? So I hope what is local color is clear to you. Now, secondly, the second thing that you need to think about is the light source. What color is the light source? So the color of the light source here is warm in nature. So it's a very warm color light source, right? And then when I change the same towards, let me just, okay. So when I change the same towards, when I change the temperature and okay, what happened? Just okay. Let me just open it. Okay, I'll just open it again. Don't know what's wrong with the. Okay. Okay. So when I see the same portrait and I change the temperature, so for now the light is warm. Now I'm changing the light towards a cooler side, right? So you can see the difference between how the logo color or how the original skin color turned into a very purplish pinkish color, bluish, purplish, pinkish. I could see a bit of green also when the light temperature is changed. When the temperature is warm, it becomes really warm, right? So same way when we talk about the form shadow and cast shadow. So here, let's see. Okay, so this is the form shadow and the cast shadow here. Um, what is happening is the light reflects from all the other places from the ambience. Like there are different, there's curtain in the back, so the light is hitting the curtain and then reflecting back, right? So what is happening is the local color of the skin, we know it's a skin tone somewhere like this, and then that skin tone, so usually our skin tone is neutral or a bit warmer, is in shadow. So that means the shadow, when I see the color wheel. Okay, so when let's open a color wheel also. Okay. Okay, so this is one of the students' color wheel. Just for the reference, let's look at it. So I'm talking about the light, the color of the light. So probably it's around here, and then the skin tone, it's probably around here. So that would be a different value but of the same colors, right? So if it is somewhere here, when I see opposite to it, I come across ultramarine blue with a bit of purplish this swatch, or a bit of turquoise. So same way, the shadow shade in a person has the complementary colors. So I have the skin, the local color of the skin, and the complementary color of the light side of the skin, where the light is also a part of the skin tone, and definitely it's dark. So for darker values, I need to darken certain values. There is no white because light is not hitting here. So that's why I'm using burnt amber. I need to cool it down. I'm using ultramarine blue. But then I also want the local skin tone, or the local color of the skin. So for that, I cannot use cad yellow or red, because cadmium yellow and red is a warmer color. I'm looking for a cooler red, a cooler yellow, so that I can mix the local color of the skin. Thus, I'll be using alizarin crimson and a bit of yellow chrome. These are cooler reds and yellows. And I'll get my warm shadow. So, if this model was in a cooler light, you can see the warm shadow feels so warm. There is red in it. There is pure cad red. And when we see the same person in warm light, you can see it's a very cooler red. Ignore the background here. The background has a bit of reflection here, but still it is a very cooler red. So this is how I decide what color is to be mixed. Again, I see two types of values in the, now I'm talking about the values. So there is one darker value here. Let me reset. Okay. So there is one darker value here. This is the darkest. This is the darkest. A portion of here is darkest. And then the second value is dark, but it is not as dark as this one. So for the darker value, or the darkest value, I add more of ultramarine blue and burnt amber to push it towards the black, right? If you want, you can use charcoal gray. It works equally good, but you have to have a good control of that, because if the charcoal gray merges into the light side of the color, then it kind of becomes dirty. So the charcoal gray with the middle color will give you this green effect, usually of the shaved parts of the head, or the eyebrows, the upper side of the eyebrow, the lower side, where there is a small quantity of hair, or but not very dominating. So this is how I see my form shadow and cast shadow colors. And here, for now, we are just doing single light source, right? So there is just one light source. In future, when you develop yourself as a portrait artist, you could work with two light source, probably one coming from the side and then one coming from the back. So that in that time, you really need to think about what are the different light source hitting the model. For example, let's see this picture here. So here there is a cooler light, and here there is a warmer light which is hitting this model. So you can see, for this warmer light, this is the cooler shadows, right? Very blue shadows and very warm. So this is something which has been exaggerated a lot, but you can see how two colors are being handled together in single picture. I hope the concept of getting the colors and mixing the values is clear. I want to share some of the image of Seville. Jenny Seville. She is a great portrait artist. her paintings are beautiful. The skin tones, the different kind of skin tones, you can see how warm the skin is, and then how cooler it gets as it is reaching up, because the light source is very neutral, right? So I feel that you can look at some of her works for perfect skin colors. I think she does a remarkable job on that. So you can see both cooler flesh tints and warmer flesh tints in her work. uh, it's Jenny Sevisley. Okay, so um, I hope the concept of cooler and warm colors is clear to you. Here you can see two of her works. One has a very warm skin tone, and then one has very cold, dead body like skin values. So just go ahead, look at some of her works. Try to see the skin colors. Like, there is a variety of skin colors that you can observe in her works, and I think her works are beautiful.